Well, and here we are opening. Have you done a West Prairie game? I am so out of the loop, folks.
We have done boys, but not girls. We
okay.
missed the girls' game because I thought it was in West Hancock, and it was here.
Okay. Well, we are here. This is TSSR Game Time Live, of course. Greg and Dwayne with you. Yeah, this is kind of. I'll warn you, folks. I'm out of practice, so we'll see how this goes here this evening. It has been a while as I was off doing the coaching thing while Dwayne was finishing up football. We got the West Central Heat here at Colchester, and I almost earlier said something about it being at Scioto, which, of course, it is not.
Well, that's going to take a while. That's going to happen quite a bit. It's kind of like when we still do A-Town games, I still call them the Commandos a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of some of those. Well, and I almost called the Heat the Rebels. I was really going back a ways.
At least Southern Rebels or the Union Yankees.
And tip is up, going to be recovered by Addie Stanberry. Addie Stanberry, Emily Martin, Madison McClure, Madeline Tones, and Braylon Reeves on the floor for West Prairie. 1-2-2 put on by West Central. McClure down the corner. Gave a look in at Stanberry. Lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with West Prairie. And I think the officials are talking about the sideline. It is awful close over there on that sideline.
Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about spreading the line out or doing something a little different, it sounds like.
Different gyms have done that. I was trying to think of the one where we had that in junior high where I think it was the old Carthage gym, what they call the middle school gym. They have kind of special rules on what's out of bounds and what's not. Martin with it out top now. Wheeling around there and carried the basketball as she went through there. And I'll get you the Heat lineup. It is Leah Klossing, Addison Burrell, Miley Stimson, Brooklyn Eisnicker, and Haley Maines.
So how's West Prairie doing their JV and varsity? Is everybody dressed in everything?
Pretty much. They've got a few that don't, but most of they've got a huge freshman bunch. Numbers way up for West Prairie. They have 19, I believe, 18 or 19. And honestly, that has been a huge thing for them. Higgins going to check in. Lily Higgins going to check in just a second. No score here so far with 8:50 left to go here in this first quarter play. And triggering it in is Burrell into Higgins. She'll put it up and put it in for the first basket of the game. 2-0 lead here for the Heat as we hit the 8.5-minute mark.
I love it when athletic directors put the rosters in non-numerical order.
Well, it's always fun. No, I guess I should have asked. It appears we're doing some kind of running clock. I don't know, what it's 10 minutes or?
Looked like it must have been 10 minutes because it's 8 now and it's been running, so that must be what it is. 2 10-minute halves then?
I guess. Higgins was working there. I didn't know. It doesn't look
like either team is real short on players.
Yep, Higgins banging her way in on Tones, and Tones just slaps it away and takes it. Madeline is able to do some things like that. And Addie Stanberry out to Emily Martin, and they'll set it up here, working against this 1-2-2, running a low 1-4 set. That 2-0 the Heat with the lead here, down to Reeves. She'll put up the shot. A little short, rebound McClure. She'll put it up there, fight for it underneath, and snapping it up with it is Maines. And they'll walk it up here now. Walking it up, it is Burrell. Burrell into the lane. Kick out, back around into the lane to Higgins. Higgins tried to toss it down to Eisnicker. Yeah, it didn't look like I guess the JV only has 7, 8 is what it appears.
7 dressed maybe.
Mm-hmm.
One extra one sitting there with a shirt on. It's not a jersey, so I'm not sure.
And they'll lob it in the corner to McClure. McClure up with it, a little short. Rebound tipped out of bounds and is going to go over to the Heat.
Clock is running. With it 10 minutes, it almost has to be 2 10-minute halves, doesn't it?
That's kind of what I'm guessing here. And across the timeline comes Klossing. She'll pull it up here, man on man, put on by the Cyclones. Hopefully they play that well because I know the guy that taught it. Fairly well, too. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound put up and in by Colossing. So the Heat lead it 4-0 here. And back comes Emily Martin for the Cyclones. Lauren Powell coaching them, helping Grant Bland. As they're milling around her, get it into Tones. Back to Martin, over to McClure. Gives a look into Stanbury, no.
Lauren had been playing basketball at Carl Sandburg College.
And McClure with the three, no good. Rebound tipped around. Tones had it, flips it back into McClure. Nice job by Madeline. And they'll bounce it to her in the post. She'll kick it out for Reeves. Reeves eyes it up, a little bit off the mark. Rebound by the Cyclones.
That was going to be off the mark anyway, but the hip and the gut might have had something to do with that too.
Yep, and then a pocket pick. Bringing it on the way is Maines, up no good. Rebound up by Clossing, it's no good as well. Fight for it underneath. And they'll kick it out, and shuffling of the feet there. You could see she danced around a little bit with it there. And that will turn it over.
Yeah, Miley Stimson had good thoughts and good intentions, but kind of got discombobulated, I think, Greg, on whether she wanted to shoot or pass, and that got her.
And that's what a lot of young players do, is they get the ball and they just don't have the mindset, hey, I can do one of three things, and that's where the indecision comes. Got to read the defense. Reeves with it. She'll put it on the way. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with West Prairie.
That was a bank shot. It was either a really good attempt at a bank shot or a really lucky attempt, because it was darn near perfect on the bank from quite a ways outside.
And Martin going to throw it past McClure and out of bounds. And we've got a timeout on the floor, whistled by the Heat. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Let's go. Y'all like acres to take 4 tires, tight 4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
And we are back here 4-0. Not been a scoring bonanza so far. In fact, we've had no bonanzas today.
I can tell you that I've watched quite a bit of basketball already, and I have not seen many scoring bonanzas all year long.
And people, please don't bring torches and pitchforks to West Prairie High School, but overall quality is down a little bit of basketball in certain areas. And I mean, that's just, I'm not telling anybody anything that's not a mystery, but it is overall down a little bit. A lot of programs on the way up. Clausen going to shoot that one, just barely grazed the underside of the rim. Stolen away by Stanbury and McClure. And McClure will look to set up the offense to Reeves, over to Martin. Swinging down to McClure. Open shot is up, no good. Rebound tipped and snapped out of there by Burrell. Up quickly, trying to get that, trying to hit Stimson. And we'll have substitution. Charlie Kindhart and Josie Hodges will check in. Madeline Tones and Emily Martin will go out. Hodges will bring it up. Hodges does play some on the varsity. Now they're moving Kindhart up into the high post. So work around here. 3:25 left to go in whatever quarter, half, or whatever it is. Hodges, shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Kindhart with it. Puts it up, can't get it to go. Tipped around again. Fight for it in the lane, and pulling out of there is Price into the ball game. She'll take off up the floor. They keep looking to load Stimson. Now wheels it out top to Price, back to Stimson. Drives toward the lane, kick out. And new player into the game, that is Brenley Priestman. Ashlyn Kelly will check in for Addie Stanbury. And Martin will come back in. Braylon Reeves will check out. A couple substitutions as Burrell and Maines will check back in. And I guess in 2 minutes and 25 seconds, we'll find out whether it's NBA quarters or half. NBA quarters, no, that WNBA are 10, right? Or is it college? College is 10.
WNBA
12?
12, I think. Maybe. I don't even know.
Higgins with an ear steal to Kelly. Kelly 3 on the way is good. And the Cyclones increased their scoring by 300%.
Sports Corner 3 for the Cyclones. Get them going here.
Price dribbles it up. She'll be fouled from behind, most likely by Martin. And I'm going to warn you folks that sometime along the night I will probably yell out things that sounds like a coach, because if you know the history, a lot of these girls I've had under my watch over the last 2 or 3 years. And we'll have a timeout call by West Central as they could not get the basketball in. And Ashlyn Kelly really expanded her range this year, has shot very well from the outside in the couple of games, at least the one game that I watched a little earlier this season. Came in, just want to make sure, see him play. That it's hard to let kids go when you get with them, you work with them for 2-3 months through the summer. Kind of hard to let them go at times. It's hard to see them go. It's hard, and if you've been around me much, you know that I'm kind of overly weepy anyway. And it's kind of fun to see them here, starting their high school careers. Pass inbounded to Higgins. Higgins going to get fouled by Charlie Kindhart. Cameron Flam will check in just a moment. As Higgins, and Higgins a pretty darn good post player.
Yeah, she's a good volleyball player too. Played some middle and outside, and she can really drill the ball as a freshman. Played varsity. First one's good.
And so makes it a 5-3 lead here for the Heat. Charlie Kindhart out as Cameron Flam will come in. And banks the second one in, I thought, for a second. Because you have that. And again, coming from the junior high ranks, you're used to that more, going over the foul line. And putting a diamond and one on. That's kind of interesting. You don't see that very often. Expanding their defense here. Martin with the dribble. Headed into the middle. Kicks over to Reeves. Reeves out top to Hodges. Hodges gives a look. Thought about Reeves. Now works it over to Martin as they count it down there. Look like they're going for one shot.
I don't think that's a diamond. I think it's I don't know what it is. 2-3 trapping. 1-2-2 maybe.
Yeah, maybe a 3-2.
Yeah. The ball has been moved around enough, it's hard to figure
really
out for
tell.
sure what they're doing.
And that is the end of whatever quarter, half thing that it is. Okay, so they're saying 6 minutes. That's why I'm stopped, folks, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with halftime and that.
So we'll take a break and play a halftime interview, and we'll be back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
And welcome back. I'm here with Emily Alden now, and Emily, patient advocate, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
That sounds like a title that encompasses a whole lot. Let's first put it in simple words if you can, and then we'll kind of go in depth with it a little bit.
Yes, as the patient advocate, there is a lot to do in the role, but it's a fantastic opportunity. So generally speaking, I will help patients. I will talk about the service that they have here and just in general measure the patient experience for the entire organization.
Well, speaking of knowing the entire organization, kind of the theme has been everybody knows everybody at MDH because you're a smaller rural hospital, even though MDH offers a lot. You literally have to probably know everybody or most everybody, because you need to know what each thing's going to happen if that patient's dealing with it.
Yes, that's very true. When I first stepped into the role about a year ago, it was really an interesting and fantastic opportunity to get to know all of the departments, how they work together and individually, and just to see the well-oiled machine.
Well, patient care, obviously, at a hospital is key. You're a key part of that. What is it about patient care at MDH that makes MDH special?
Service excellence internally to provide the best patient care is top of mind here for all of our staff across every single level, every single department, and the organization as a whole. It's a big focus. So we make sure that we take care of our patients and that way they have the best experience possible. We're very open to feedback. We always want to improve in areas that we can improve. So we always have open ears. We always appreciate the feedback that we receive.
You are working with all departments. And when a patient comes in, let's say they come into the ER and then they come to ICU and then they go to the floor, your job kind of is to let the patients know what you can do, right? Or what you offer, or what they can do. Am I missing that? Is that correct?
Yes, actually, our case management department is instrumental with that side of things. Every once in a while, I'll step in and just check in on patients, see how their experience overall is going, to collect that feedback and see if we can implement any changes to make it even better.
So you deal with patients in so many different departments, and really they can go all the way from getting here in the ER to physical therapy on the way out, right?
Yes, absolutely. So MDH has a lot to offer our patients. So while you're here, if you're just running in for some outpatient tests, whether it's lab work or visiting our radiology department, convenience clinic, visiting your primary care provider over at MDH Family Clinic, emergency room, labor and delivery, there are so many different departments that work so well together, and our team is a family. The organization in itself is a family. And so everybody does a great job at trying to understand what departments do that aren't their own, so that way we can make it a seamless experience for our patients.
Well, and then as a patient advocate, right, you just kind of all that together and look at it, right, and then see as patient A comes through, what can we do to make patient B, who might follow them, a little bit better next time?
Absolutely.
So as you do that, what kind of things do you look for? I mean, what I would imagine with MDH, as it continues to improve, you start looking for smaller things, right? So the obvious things are maybe gone. So then you start looking at little things to make the sometimes the worst experience of their life, right, a little bit better as they work through.
Yes, most definitely. So you never know what kind of day somebody's having when they walk through our doors, and you don't know what they're necessarily here for. So it's important to keep an open mind and take a look at what can we ask them that's specific to their experience. Why are they here? Comfort them and make sure that we ask the right questions so that we can purposefully pull out information that we can work on.
Yeah, and I think we've talked a lot about different things from different people. You're, besides Bill, the CEO, you're the one person that kind of helps with, like, it gets your hands in a little bit of everything as far as the patient is concerned. Everybody's talked about it being a family, and you've even mentioned it being a family. Does the fact that everybody knows everybody as far as employees, from the CEO down to the CNAs, does that kind of make your job a little bit easier?
Absolutely. When you're a family, you care about each other, and we are all here for one purpose, and that is to provide the best experience for our patients that we possibly can. So when you are a tight-knit family, it's just great to be, we're a community, a family, a community, and we are here to serve our patients. And when everybody has that one purpose, it's a great feeling.
Well, Emily, I appreciate you stopping and talking to us, and keep fighting for the patients.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
We'll be back after this.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
And welcome back as we get ready to go with the second half of action here. So they took a 6-minute halftime. We did introduce the 7th and 8th grade girls that were able to make it tonight as well. It will be Heat basketball to start the second half of play. I think Mallory on the camera as it's Colossine with it for the Heats. Reaching in, stealing it away, and then stepping on the sideline. Number 11, Emily Martin, nearly picked the pocket of Colossine. Actually, I guess she did pick the pocket and then stepped on the sideline on the steal attempt. So to go back to the Heat. Clock running, 9:45. There's no so I have a problem with the scorebook, apparently. Is there a number 3 on the floor? I had some sort of a book issue. The book was saying there was a 3 in there, and there wasn't a 3 in there, and there isn't a 3 on the floor, and there's not a 3 on the bench. I don't really know what the 3 was, but anyway.
Who knows?
It's JV. The referee was just like, just put it in the book.
Yeah, let's
literally.
go.
That's what it is.
Well, and
just put it in the book.
This is not really an official JV game anyway, being that it's 2 10-minute halves, and I guess this was at the request of West Central.
They do only have 5 girls warming up for varsity, so I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it, I guess.
But and you're finding a lot more of that because what did I see the other day?
Bushnell and Beardstown, either one have varsity teams. And then Rushville and somebody else, sorry about that. Rushville and somebody else played a varsity-only match the other night, game 2.
And I just read an announcement somewhere. I think, Bushnell and somebody are doing just varsity only.
At Beardstown. And Rushville Industry played, whoever they played Monday night was last night was the same way, Monday night.
Well, it's an epidemic all over. I know we played one team that only had a 7th grade, and there are some schools that are pretty close to.
Well, I mean, you can look at you talk about being an epidemic, and you wonder why it happens, or sometimes it's because teams aren't good or they haven't won in a long time. Southeastern has had as good of a volleyball team as you can have in the last 20 years, and literally he didn't have enough 7th graders last year, or 8th graders this year. So to play volleyball, there's Lily Higgins with the bucket,
and well, I can tell you most of my girls. Were 6th graders, or the 7th grade team. I had one 7th grader, and
so I mean, it's just there's not as many kids today. Even the small schools aren't as big as they used to be, right?
Right.
So,
and even the big schools aren't as big as they used to be either.
Well, counted in a foul.
That was Eisnicker. And then she'll have a
foul on number 22, Charlie Kindhart, I believe. Her second.
And he's switching pretty liberally in and out. But, this be pretty quick.
Well, when the clock's running, it's generally it's like men's league basketball back in the day. Line changes are just change on the fly, right?
Yep, in and out, in and out.
As long as you don't she makes the free throw. As long as you don't use it as an advantage, they pretty much just say go in and go out as you want to. which, you hate to make a kid check in.
Right.
And then waste the time that, that takes to do that. Foul on the Cyclones, number 11, Emily Martin.
Yep. And
her second.
And we've got a timeout called on the floor. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And we're back here, 11-3, the lead here for the West Central Heat. We will get a more regulation varsity contest, I believe.
Yeah, we expect to anyway. I guess we will, right?
And a good crowd on hand here tonight. I know the gentlemen are on the road, and I believe the junior high boys are on the road as well. And as I mentioned, I know Dwayne had a halftime interview, but you see some of the building blocks. These young ladies, you see them back and forth. You see the CWO shirt, that's some of the junior high girls basketball. You will see some of them next year adding on and adding to the numbers for West Prairie, which over the next 2 to 3 years, numbers will be up.
Which is, it's kind of an ebb and flow situation, right? I mean, that happens to even the best programs.
Yep.
So, and that's something we talked a little bit about it a few minutes ago. And it just happens. But the other thing is you're still in Colchester that didn't have girls basketball for a long time, right? So you're still teaching, even though West Prairie's been together for quite some time now, don't get me wrong, it's still relatively new to those young kids. And the parents that are from Colchester never played basketball.
Exactly. And so it's a stigma you're working against. I have lamented that on occasion. And it's just it's a culture change. You want kids to do a little bit of everything. It's a culture change you try to get. As McClure shoots that one, tipped out of bounds, the Cyclones will keep it. And I did see, Dwayne, I just did notice they took Higgins, and just the 6 went in for, I assume, for the varsity part, leaving just 2 on the bench here. So I would guess this must be all of them.
Yeah, they don't have huge numbers, but you don't always need huge numbers, right?
No, not at all.
That's good hustle there by the Cyclones. They haven't had a lot of scoring from either team, but
that's one of the things that Cameron Flam will add to the game is she's physical, and she does a great job inside. Fantastic job inside. Good rebounder, real strong, can be a really good, strong defender. And that's what it takes for kids, knowing what your role is, especially when there's as big a group of freshmen as there are. Find your role.
This West Central girls team, I believe, is one of them that had a pretty good softball season in years past, and they had some good athletes coming back again. So, West Central, they lost Shelby Bowman last year. So I think she's going to come talk to us before the game or at halftime of the next game or so, but she's playing at Western now. So you lose a player like that, obviously you're going to be down a little bit, but they've got some good athletes coming up through the ranks in the girls program, and the volleyball team was much improved this year, I felt like, and they sent Harley Haynes, who's going to go play volleyball at Carl Sandburg next year, so they are definitely getting the girls programs rebounded, and they got Coach Dennison up there trying to get the boys basketball team from little kids all the way through rebuilt back to something good, and they're showing some improvement. So both these teams tonight, I feel like,
well, they're on the way up. On the way up.
Are in a building process again, right? And the fact that they're working hard to do so is a testament to the people that are trying to get the kids here, right?
Well, it is, and it's not easy. You see a foul on the inbound, and that will give a coach gray hair reaching in from behind.
80 feet from the basket.
Exactly. And you see, like I said, you see the building blocks are here. This freshman class have a lot of size, a lot of talent, load of talent. And it's just piecing it together. Martin with it up the floor, tried to feed it into Addie Stanberry. Couldn't get a hold of it. And so turned it over.
Cameron Flam, man, she plays hard, doesn't she?
She plays very hard.
Goes all out all the time.
I love coaching her. That's what I love about her. She's all out all the time. And one thing we've had here at West Prairie, some girls afraid to be physical. She is not afraid to be physical, and I love that. That's what you need.
Yeah, if girls basketball is anything, it's physical, right?
Well, you have to.
You are not going to be a good basketball team on the girls' side if you try to finesse everything. There's a foul again.
Exactly, and we had some highlights this year. Girl, I'm sure you'll see more of and hear more of in the coming years. Olivia Barkley dropped home 29 in a game this year. Was our leading scorer most of the way. So, I mean, you'll see.
And she's a girl that's living and breathing basketball.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know that West Prairie has had a girl since, I don't know, almost before when it changed from Northwestern to West Prairie, right, that's lived and breathed basketball.
That 8th grade class does that a little bit. One of the reasons, I love coaching them, I love working with them, and they're a great group of kids, is they love the game, they love to work hard, they love to do things, and we did some fun things this year. Had some highlights, had some lowlights, but overall, I couldn't be any happier with them.
1:45 left here in this back and forth, literally, game. The score isn't back and forth, but the play is back and forth. Ashley Yaste is there's a double dribble, the last girl that I can remember from West Prairie that was a true basketball. Now, she played volleyball, but she's one of the girls that played volleyball, but was a basketball player.
Yep.
And that's the last one that I really remember from West Prairie that, she went on and played at Monmouth and did good things there.
And on the way in with the basket, that would be number 15, Maines. Might have been a little scuffle on the feet there. She went in.
Yeah, little lift and carry of the ball led to that scuffle under the feet, I think. But, man, that sounded like a big foul.
Yep.
A couple free throws coming for
Addie Stanberry.
Number 20, is that what it was?
Yep. And Addie's another one of those girls, kind of Swiss Army knife type. She can do just a little bit of everything.
The worst part about free throws, is now the clock's running.
Yeah.
But back to Addie being in.
Oh, she can be a fantastic player. She does a lot of different things. That's one of the things with this freshman group for West Prairie. They're all pretty versatile in what they can do. And for the most part, we did a lot of things, switching defenses constantly, some things that you don't necessarily see some other junior high programs do just because you want them to grow. And that's going to put this one in the books, 13-3 win for the West Central Heat in a, I don't know what you'd call it, was it an abbreviated contest? There we go.
Yeah, a quick one at that. Abbreviated means short, but that took short to a whole new level. It's 6:31, and we're
going to get ready to head to the varsity side of things.
I don't know how much time they're going to give them to warm up, but they only got 8 minutes on the clock. So
I assume they're going to get them in and out and hustle them through, but we will see. So we're going to exit aside and kind of load up for the varsity contest. We'll be back in just a moment. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. Some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.